All right, fifth graders. So today this video is going to be a little longer because we are going to be reviewing materials before we start our tests. So what's going to happen for your test is you're going to have 2 days to complete it on Think Central. But before we do that, let's review what we've worked on in Unit 7. So our first thing that we worked on is an expression versus an equation. An expression is something that does not have an equal sign, and an equation has an equal sign, and both sides are equal in that situation. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be evaluating expressions. So this has a couple parts to it if you remember correctly. First part is you're going to get something that looks like 4 plus 7 times x. X is that variable that we've been talking about. A variable can be anything, but in this case, x is going to be 7. So your next thing is you're going to evaluate, you're going to switch it. It turns into 4 plus 7 times 7. Right here, look at this note. This is super important. Ingrain it in your head. Make sure to follow the order of operations, which means that GEMS thinking of what we're doing. So remember, GEMS means grouping, exponents, multiply and divide, subtract and add. So if I use our method here, I underline first I'm multiplying, bring down what I didn't use, then I do 4 plus 49 to get my answer of 53. If I would have just went across and done 4 plus 7, I would have got 11, and then times 7, I would have got 77. That would not have got me the right answer. So please make sure you are following that GEMS. Next thing we have is we are going from words to expressions and expressions to words. Here's our first one. If we look at it, it says, find the product. We know product means multiplication of 3 and 6, then add 4. It turns into this. First, I'm going to multiply my parentheses, and then I'm going to add 4. If I look at it the opposite way of what we have, I have 24 divided by 4 minus 2. I had to put that into words. So find the quotient of 24. Quotient we know means divide. Quotient of 24 and 4, then subtract 2. So make sure you're being really, really careful on those words that you are using. The other thing that we did is we looked at patterns. Remember, we looked at what things meant. So if I look at patterns right here, I have the number of cars and I have the number of wheels. I'm going to put it right off the screen almost. When I look at the number of wheels, I know 2 and 3. We know how many wheels are in a car. We know that there are 4. What is my pattern? You should be saying in your head, adding 4 every car we get. So we know my next number here would be 16. Can you think of the relationship? We talked about relationships, what that looks like. We could say that my top number times 4 gives me my bottom number. Or we could say that the bottom is 4 times bigger, or the top is 1/4 smaller. Remember using those words to look at what those numbers mean. Our last thing that we did, and another big thing, was we looked at ordered pairs and coordinate grids. So if we look right here, right now at ordered pairs, we have our X and our Y. It's always written X, Y, over, and then up. Always, always, always the way that we're going. So here I have 1, 4, and here I have 7, 9. Remember, we talked about distances, counting how many parts go up and over when we are counting. Imagine that there are squares there, and I would know my distance from point 1 to point 2 is 12. I also can say I'm starting at 1 and I have to get to 7. Well, I know I have to go 6 high, and I'm going from 4 over to 9, and I have to go 6 over. So make sure that you are looking at all of this information that is here. This will be on your test, so please make sure you do the review today to get that information and everything of that sort. Good luck, fifth graders. Rock it.